At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Good evening and welcome to West Prairie High School as we present TSSR Game Time Live, bringing you the West Hancock Titans taking on the Cyclones of West Prairie. And folks, I know it's a little backwards, but we've been doing that, and honestly, they've told us to get ready for that. In that, varsity is going to be played first. JV is going to be played after because a lot of schools seem to be having numbers issues.
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, just looking at this West Hancock roster, I can count, 9 people, 10 people on the roster, and that's for both JV and varsity squads. So definitely numbers issues on both sides. Like I said, the influenza has been going around. I had it here about a week ago. It was not fun, and it's definitely hitting a lot of these schools hard, but at least we still get some sports in. The varsity is playing first, but in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't really matter a whole lot.
I know the respiratory stuff's going around, RSV. I battled a bout of bronchitis myself, so without being too graphic, coughing things up is not fun. It's just been, there's a lot of stuff swirling around, and COVID still once in a great while rears its ugly head, too, throughout schools and places like that, and it just seems to be, and there's, it's weird how that happens in different years. I can speak a little bit from experience. 3 8th graders, 9 7th graders. There doesn't seem to be the even split like it used to be. It seems to be, weirdly, there's like either a ton of girls or hardly any at all.
Right.
Weird thing. We're just about ready to get started here, and of course I will step aside to do my other thing. I don't quite do it like The Rock, but I'm pretty close, you know, if you smell what The Rock's cooking. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's matchup between the West Prairie Cyclones and the West Hancock Titans. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And now let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting West Hancock Titans, number 1, Jocelyn Little. Number 2, Alexa Gray. Number 13, Lily Woodworth. Number 21, Lakin Larson. And number 34, Jaden Clymer. The Titans are coached by J.C. Hartwig and assisted by Abby Stevenson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time to meet your West Prairie Cyclones. Number 2, Maddie Hood. Number 3, Grace Vanonic. Number 5, Madeline Sullivan. Number 10, Lauren Powell. And number 13, Lindsay Dunn. The Cyclones are coached by Grant Bland and assisted by Bailey Watts. Your officials for tonight are Rick Faunestock, Daryl Ibbenson, and Ronald Grant. Good luck to both teams this evening. Whew, must get back in shape, Johnny.
I thought it sounded good, Greg.
I admit, I held that one just a touch long. And so the Titans dressed in black here this evening as they'll be headed to the square. Tip is up, and it's going to be recovered by number 21. That's Lakin Larson, given off to Woodworth. She'll swing it over here to Gray, and they'll set it up on offense. And a box offensive set here, John, maybe a little motion offense.
Yeah, definitely. This West Hancock team, they like to work the ball around. Lily Woodworth, we watched her over at the Brown County tournament. One heck of a player on that side, so definitely someone the Cyclones are going to have to watch out for.
Jocelyn Little picking up the offensive rebound. Woodworth in the lane. Shot no good. Another offensive rebound. And Woodworth backs it out, tries to bounce it off the rim. Vanonic fight for it on the floor, and the Titans have it. Pulling out of there is Wayner. Lost handle on it, off it comes, and now Madeline Sullivan will bring it back the other way here. No score here so far, 7 minutes and 12 ticks on the clock here as Sullivan brings it into the corner. Powell chucks it out of there, no good. And the rebound snapped up by Little. And they'll bring it back, well, actually near turnover. Nice job catching that by Larson. And Woodworth works it out top. Down to the near or far side. Look gives a look in. Gives it right back, and a bump block and/or foul by Lindsey Dunn on that one. And that's going to put Jaden Clymer up to the free throw line, first on the team. And coincidentally, first on Lindsey Dunn. Free throw number 1 is good. And a lot of times with these motion offenses, John, what you're trying to do is get that defense seesawing back and forth and trying to find a backdoor cut here or there. And Titans have found that a couple times so far.
Yeah, in the motion offense, it really relies on great ball movement. We see West Hancock been able to do that so far here tonight. And really that ball movement, like you said, just get the Cyclones out of position, catch some of these backdoor cuts, some slips here and there, and get some points on the board. It's a nice move from Vanonic. We'll get 2 on the board for West Prairie.
Vanonic, a nice job with the up fake, taking it to the basket. Back the other way will come at the Titans and Alexa Gray there, Coach J.C. Hartwig, a Titan herself. I remember back in the days she played. Larson picks it up, bounces down for Lily Woodworth, who spins the lane. Nice kiss of the glass, puts it in for a 3-2 Titan lead. She's the one you're really going to have to key on, John, if you're West Prairie.
Yeah, like I said, I was able to watch her a little bit over at the Brown County tournament, and I put up some big numbers there, and here early on, gets a nice spin move and bucket there. She is one heck of a player for this West Hancock team.
Sullivan in the lane, kick out to Vanonic. 3 is on the way, a little hard off the back. Larson down, off to Woodworth, and they'll go the other way. Swinging it up to Clymer. Clymer ready, brings it down in the lane. Larson, open layup is up and good. And see, that's what that does. You get that defense going, and then you clear out the middle. She was able to slide right in there for the bucket. 5-2, 5:15, clock rolling first quarter. Bounce out to Dunn. She'll take the baseline. Tried to throw it in the lane, got it back after it was tipped away. Powell 3 on the way is no good. John, run down there and jump up and get that, would you?
I don't know if I could do that or not, Greg. That's a little high for me.
I would, but I don't like to show off.
I'd pay you money to go down there and get it out.
Well, I might be able to get on referee Daryl Ippenson's shoulders and do it. Oh, don't we? Are any of the boys basketball players here we could con into getting it? I saw that happened in the boys game the other night.
What's the over-under and amount of attempts that it takes him to get this out, Greg?
We're at 3.
There we go. 4 times.
And even made the basket. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live events. JoJo's 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell. Powell drops one. And coming back from an injury suffered over the break. Doesn't look too bad on that jump shot. And there, Woodworth right to the basket, rimmed one out. And Clymer doing a good job of tying Sullivan up there.
And it's good to see Grace Vinonik back on the floor after we saw her suffer an injury during the West Central game here about a week or 2 ago. I believe this is her first game back, at least first home game for sure.
Yep, steal and then a pick back by the Titans. Woodworth thinks 3, fakes Hood out of her shoes, puts it up and in. And she says thanks for the gumball, Mickey. Off to Sullivan. Sullivan looking to drive down the far side out to Powell. Shoot shot won't go, and Larson's just going to let it go out of bounds. So that'll bring him back the other way here. 7-4 lead for the Titans. 4:20 left to go here in this first quarter of play. Our back to basketball time. They drive down, look, out to Clymer. She'll fake the 18-footer. Bring it to Larson, looking at Woodworth, can't find her. And we've got I think that's going to be on Woodworth. Yep. Basically hooking Lauren Powell, trying to keep her pinned in there. So they'll call her for the personal. And now Powell will bring back the other way. 7-4 lead here for West Hancock. As Sullivan dribbles in, kick out to Dunn. Dunn dribbling in. Bounce. He'll give us a kick violation on the Titans. A hat brand built on 2 staples, comfort and style, specializing in snapback trucker style caps. Check out the selection or consider customs to build your business at BarclayBillsCo.com. Don't let the hat rack fool you. There's always room for one more. BarclayBillsCo.com. Wishing good luck to all area athletes this season. And I do like, John, I love the patience the Cyclones are showing here as they got Grace Vinonik, a nice-looking 3 there.
Yeah, Cyclones doing a nice job working the ball around. They're really attacking the corners of this West Central defense. Lindsey Dunn's been able to catch wide open there on the drive from that right corner. I believe that's going to be a foul under the basket. Trying to see who that was called on. I think it was called on number 21, Lakin Larson.
Yep. Second on the Titan team. As Powell comes up, 7-7 tie here in his first quarter. Now Sullivan brings it down, dribbles. Kicks out for Vinonik. Kind of bounced it off the foot of Maddie Hood. Woodworth's got it. A battle for it, and Jocelyn Little pulls it out of there. Off to Woodworth. Over to Clymer. Bounces down for Larson. Try to dribble on Hood. Little gives a look out to Woodworth. Woodworth spinning, passes up top for Grabe. Now in the lane for Larson. Puts it up. Yes! And it counts.
Nice entry pass there from Woodworth on the outside. Was able to spot Larson cutting down on the block. Larson gets the bucket and the foul.
And she will say, yes, sir, may I have another. 10-7 lead now for the Titans, and Grant Bland will talk things over, so will we. Let's take this time out on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
And we are back here. 10-7. Cyclones Titans by 3. And now Sullivan running hard to the near side of the basket. Bounce to Dunn. Dunn dribbling, gets under the basket, and I guess it's Cyclone ball. Nobody ever.
Yeah, no one made a signal there.
It's the ESP version. Out to Powell, back to Sullivan. She'll set offense here, 2.5 and counting. First quarter play, 10-7 lead here for the Titans. Powell out to Dunn. Now bouncing into Hood. Hood, a nice fake. Couldn't get the shot to go. But faked Woodworth out, and now Woodworth driving in and kind of got bailed out there. That is the second on Maddie Hood. As Hood will come out now for the Cyclones. Lauren Bell will check in. Woodworth going to bring it in right into Clymer. Nobody really picked her up, gets her own rebound. Looks to put it back up, dribbles it out of there, and swings it out top for Gray. Gray a fake, drives down, cut off. Out to Little shot on the way, no good. Rebound, Lindsey Dunn down with it. Gets it out to Sullivan. Sullivan jumped to Dunn, over to Powell. And Powell's going to take off the other way. Throws it, well, Vanonic just could not catch up with it. Kind of the right idea, just could not quite get it to her, John.
Yeah, Cyclones had an opportunity on the fast break there. Powell was trying to get it to the cutting Vanonic, just, as you said, just kind of threw it out too far in front of her.
Lucy Woodworth and also Alexis Lucy will check in the game. And for the West Hancock area, Lucy, a long time name. Clymer down, looks to dribble lane, bounces in. They kick it back out. And it works. As the coach, you say, no, don't throw it back out. But it makes them trouble. But a nice pass by Lucy Woodworth. Cyclones will work. It is 12-7. Sullivan, kind of couple dribbles over to Powell. Powell holding, waiting, dribbling lane, kick out to Sullivan, back to Powell. She'll put up the shot, and in it goes. Powell makes it 12-9. Right back they come the other way, wide open, and up and in is Alexis Lucy.
Cyclones just not hustling back on defense there. West Hancock's able to catch him napping in transition.
And it's one of those things that's just court and spatial awareness. You got to know the other team's coming at you. Powell will put up the sidearm three, and that one out of bounds, no good. Janie Phelps will check in for West Prairie. Grace Vernonik will take a seat on the bench. And now Lauren Powell applying a little pressure. Into Clymer. Clymer down for Woodworth, right back to Clymer. Dunn did a nice job swatting it away, tapped it, Clymer tapped it back out to Woodworth, who will spot the long three, good. The kaboom from Woodworth makes it 17-9. That is Lily, not Lucy. And now dribbling down, Sullivan gives off to Phelps. Phelps cross courts for Dunn. Dunn wheels, hands off to Phelps, down to Bell. And Lauren Bell threw it away there. Now back the other way comes Clymer as Powell tries to chase her. Crosses out to Woodworth, shot at the buzzer, no good. And that's how the end of the first quarter play will come, 17-9. The lead for the Titans at the end of one right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
And we're back here. Need to thank some of the very fine sponsors of our broadcast, including M&B Furniture. M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store, is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. For high-quality home furnishings, stop and see the fine folks at M&B at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.mnbfurniturinc.com. You can also go 309-772-2111. Having slow or unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in today's world. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video camera, and phone systems in the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas, and is expanding quickly. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. Lauren Powell, Madeline Sullivan, Janie Phelps, Maddie Hood, and also Lindsey Dunn on the floor for West Prairie. Dunn with it to the baseline, out to Phelps. Puts up the shot. Missed it, rebound tipped around, and out of there with it comes Lucy. Lily Woodworth up to Clymer. Clymer looking back to Woodworth. And now in the lane. And that was an interesting play because Lauren Powell actually fouled Maddie Hood. Coach J.C. Hartwig thought she fouled Woodworth going through there, but she actually fouled Maddie. Sullivan up with it. Flips it to Powell, and we got a timeout called by the Cyclones. And we'll stay right here, 17-9 to start this second quarter. Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief, weekly edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. You can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're age 65 or older. You can also buy copies available at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. Good Hope Gardens located at 445 East Main Street. Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. They're open April through October for all your fresh produce needs. Be sure to follow their Facebook page for daily updates. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family are preparing for the 2023 season now. So be ready when they open up and come see Good Hope Gardens. Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. And, John, you notice that West Hancock has really upped the pressure here in this second quarter. And really, I think, kind of caught the Cyclones napping on that. As Lucy with a steal on the inbounds. Out to Lucy Woodworth, to Lily. Back to Lucy. She'll lose the handle on it. And Madeline Sullivan scoops it up off to Venonic. To Powell, looking to drive in to Sullivan. 3 on the way. It is good. Well, making something out of nothing there, Mr. John. And the Cyclones get it. Shot by West Hancock, no good. And as I said, John, you can see definitely West Hancock's mindset is they're really starting to lock on the full court pressure.
Yeah, and that takes a lot of guts to do as a coach, especially when you're playing with limited numbers like West Hancock is. I mean, pressuring full court like that for the length of a game can be extremely tiresome on some of your players. And also you got to worry about foul trouble, getting that pressure up there, picking up some ticky-tack fouls, as we see one right there, just like that. You know, with these limited numbers, those fouls start to rack up for some of your players and could be some issues later on in the game.
Sullivan looking to get it into Powell. Off to Venonic, over to Sullivan. Nice job breaking the pressure. To Dunn. Dunn cross court. Powell, quick shot on the way, and is good. 17-14, 5-0 burst by the Cyclones. Cuts the Titan lead to 3. Larson to Woodworth, and that is not a person you can leave open. Nice cut by her, puts it up to 5, 19-14. Maddie Hood with it now, trying to spin her way into the lane and drew a foul. And that on that last one, again, we talked about the court awareness, John. Lily Woodworth is a player you have to know where she is at all times. Yeah,
I mean, she had a wide open look at the rim there. Ran the play to perfection, and West Hancock has been doing a really good job finding those cutters on those cuts towards the block, towards the rim. They're going to continue to do that throughout the game, so West Prairie's going to have to figure out some way to slow them down on that.
Hood a little long on both of them. Now Woodworth comes steaming up the court, and nobody stopped her. Larson with it, goes up, won't get it to go. Rebound, Woodworth with it, puts it up. A little scrum for it. And one thing from the coach standpoint, I'm seeing these Cyclones have really got to get, they always teach you, keep the ball in the middle, keep your elbows out, and protect the ball when you get that rebound. Because right now what's happening is the Titans are jumping them on every rebound.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to learn. You got to protect the ball on those opportunities. Don't want to give away free extra possessions to the other team on silly stuff like that.
Powell misses the shot, and we've got a foul called. That's on Powell. I believe that's first on her. That is the fourth on the team. 19-14, West Hancock leading. 5:35 left to go in the first quarter. Up top to Lily Woodworth, fakes, tries to get Sullivan to go, drives in the lane. Not sure what happened, what that was, but.
I think Woodworth maybe thought she was fouled on the drive. I didn't see a whole lot of contact there.
Well, if you're a good shooter, you always think you got fouled. And that's Powell, nice move to get open on the court. Puts one off glass, no good. Hood tips it. But Powell, as she came back in, did not reestablish. You have to reestablish, kind of like the NFL. You got to have both feet in bounds before you can do that. Lily Woodworth will go out as Lucy comes back in. Lineup check for you. It is Clymer joined by Little. Also out there is Larson, Lucy, and Gray. Gray to Clymer. Down over to Larson. Right back to Clymer. Clymer, and I think that either is the third on Lindsey Dunn or Maddie Hood. Actually, I'm incorrect, which is kind of a perpetual state. It is actually her second. Shot on the way, no good. Dunn the rebound. And now Maddie Hood with it. Over to Vanonic. Swings it to Sullivan. Sullivan quickly up to Powell. Powell gives a look, bounces to Hood. Hood in the lane. Shot no good. Coming to Larson. Larson kicks it up. Dribbling down there. Kick out. They give it right back to Gray. Fakes as she drives lane and kicks out to Clymer. Pass over to Larson over her head. Nice save by Lucy. Yep. Well, almost a nice save, John.
Almost a nice save. Just kind of got the foot on the line there. So we'll see Mason Shipman checks in for Lindsey Dunn. A little bit of a different look here for the Cyclones.
A little more size. Powell across the timeline with it. Over to Sullivan. To Shipman. Shipman bouncing into Hood. Over to Sullivan, down to Powell. That one short. Hood the rebound, back out to Powell, up to Sullivan. She'll quickly put up the three. Little hard off the back of the rim. And down in the hands of Gray it comes. Gray looking to get across half court. Picked up by Powell, drives toward the lane, slides right down there. Nice pass to Larson. Powell did a nice job of tying her up. It'll stay with West Hancock. Titans still nursing this 5-point lead, 3:50. And now counting here in the second, into Clymer, kick out. Shot on the way by Little is a little short. And Shipman tied up from behind. And again, the other thing is the Cyclone ladies, you got to pivot, get the ball moving, move it away from where the hands are. And again, falls back to a little bit of court awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, just keeping the ball out of the hands of the other team is going to be big here. Another thing I noticed is the Cyclones team has really lost some of the patience that they had in the beginning of the game. They've been forcing up a lot of early shots into the possession, not really working the ball as well as they were early on.
Well, and kind of like a little bit like that, quick shots. More of what you call kind of a chuck. Now Lucy puts it up the other way, open shot, gets it down. And you can do things fast, but not quick. And that, you mean, you got to keep your form. Powell trying to burrow her way in, comes down the far near sideline. Nearly has it picked and now tied up. It goes over to West Hancock. Both Woodworths come in, Lily and Lucy. Woodworth probing a little. Brings it over. Shot on the way by Gray. That one no good. (21-14) Titan lead. 2:45 clock rolling here. Second quarter. And handoff comes to Sullivan. Sullivan down to Powell. Powell thinks about it. Drives lane. Lost it. He'll stay with the Cyclones. Lauren Bell is going to check in here. She replaces Mason Shipman. Sullivan calls it out. In the corner to Powell. Powell had to get a hold of it. Over to Venonic. Faking lane. Goes and travel. She came through the lane. And they'll turn it over. Cyclone's going to try to apply a little pressure here. Well, now they back off. Woodworth quickly up. Larson open, dribbles. Lost the hand on it. Venonic got it back. And here she goes. Got a 2-on-1. Drives lane. Shot is up and good. Right back the other way come the Titans. Bouncing down for Lucy. Lost it. Little shot no good. Woodworth right there for the board. Tipped around. And back the other way comes Powell. Powell jumped at by Woodworth. 21-16 here. We go under 2 minutes left to go first half. Powell across the timeline. Over to Sullivan. Pulls up. Free throw line jumper. No good. Actually was a set shot. And back up to Larson. Larson into Lucy again. But good job by Bell getting there. Lily Woodworth. Out to Lucy Woodworth. 3 on the way. No good. Hood another rebound. Now, John, you've got to be really patient. You got a minute and a half here. You're starting to get some momentum toward this 5-point deficit. Really important the Cyclones work at hard and get a good shot.
Yeah, got to look for your open shots here. Definitely don't want to rush or anything, as we'll see Powell pulls up for a mid-range. And as weird as it might look, that's a good shot for her. We've seen her make that shot all season. So the Cyclones get a quick one. Powell's going to almost get a steal on the other end. You're going to say it's out of bounds.
Yep. Taylor Phelps and Lindsey Dunn will check in for West Prairie. Clymer going to come back in. They bring it right up to her. She'll spin to the baseline. Bounce it over to Lucy. Lucy waiting for Woodworth. Woodworth around Sullivan. Bounces out for Lucy. Shot on the way. Nobody there. Missed it. And we've got an over the back. Nice job by Lindsey Dunn blocking out there. Foul's going to be on Jocelyn Little. That is the 5th on the team. So 49 seconds left. And again, 21-18. You don't have to do this. Just got to be patient. Dunn out with it. Dribbling down lane. Bounce out to Taylor Phelps. She'll pull it out to Sullivan. Wheels out to Hood. Hood. Driving on Clymer, going in the lane. Out it comes. Hood a little bit of trip, and actually able to steal it away from Woodworth. Sullivan up with it. And Dunn has it ripped away to Woodworth. Puts the 3, no good, and the rebound Lucy. She'll put it up, miss it. Clymer up with it, and is fouled. Kind of a wild sequence of events there.
Yeah, the rest definitely letting these girls play a little. It's getting a little physical, a little chippy in here, but not a whole lot being called.
Haley Hendricks will check in here. Placing Dunn, who now has 3. Second one on the way, no good. Hood had the rebound. Lucy took it away. Tried to get rid of it, got it back. Over to Lucy Woodworth. Shot no good. Rebound Lily Woodworth crashing in. And they're going to whistle the foul on her, I believe. (21-18) with 0.1 seconds left. And that's the end of the first half of play here. We'll do a little calendar looking in just a moment. Gonna take a quick timeout right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
All right, welcome back here. I'm with Dr. Ed Card from MDH. And Dr. Card, you're a face that a lot of people throughout Macomb, I've worked in Macomb in media for a long time, so I've heard your name, seen advertisements with your name and picture in it for, we're not going to talk about how long, but it's been a while, okay? You're quote-unquote retiring, sort of, but you're the chief medical officer still.
True. I am no longer doing surgery. I'm no longer doing clinical medicine. I have two very good partners coming in who are going to be taking over the clinical side of things. And I want to be there for them to help them with the transition into private practice and so just provide some support. They don't need a whole lot of support, but for what they do need, I want to be there. And then I'm transitioning into full-time administrative position as the chief medical officer, which puts me in charge of the quality program, the patient safety program, and the med staff office, as well as utilization management. And those are all areas that we've been working on in the past. And I've been chief medical officer for 2 years, but now I can devote a lot more time, a lot more energy to improving those programs, and by extension then improving the quality and safety of care at our hospital.
I feel like that seeing you as many years as you put in at MDH and being willing and able to stick around after you're done doing surgery, you're done doing your clinical hours, you're willing to stay here. To me, that must mean that you feel like MDH is on the right track and doing things the way you want it to be done, right?
I thoroughly believe that. I think we're in a better place now, clinically, administratively, and with the new surgeons. I think we're in a better place than we've been in all the time that I've been here. And while we've tried not to mention it, it's only been 38 years.
So you have a few things up your sleeve that you can, the new guys and girls and whoever might come after you while you're still here, you've got a few tricks you can probably teach them, right?
You pick up a couple of things in that long period of time of doing surgery. And when I started, I did a lot of vascular surgery, but most of that now is done by cardiology and radiology. So that has sort of faded, but we're doing a lot more laparoscopic things. Dr. Peck is actually trained in laparoscopy, took a fellowship. Dr. White is very, very good, and I think the two of them together, both women, but I think that they're going to be incredible. I really think they're going to be very, very good. And the strengths of one balance off the other areas for the other. It's really a very nice synergistic pairing of those two who are both very, very good.
And I would imagine that your license obviously is still going to be valid, so if it gets into a pinch and they call Dr. Card and say, hey, we need something right now, you're probably still here and able to do that?
I've been known to answer that. I'm still around and available if there are questions or problems or things, people need an extra pair of hands in the operating room or run into something they haven't seen before. I'm still going to be around for that, and in fact, helped with an operation this morning. So I think that's going to be a nice transition for me, because I don't have to just stop being in the operating room, and hopefully helpful for Dr. Peck and Dr. White as well.
I would imagine after 38 years, just stopping something would be like stopping cigarettes, right? It'd be really hard to do.
Oh, no.
No? Oh.
It's not being on call is pretty okay. I'm enjoying that. So that is not a difficult transition at all. Came to town when I was 29 years old and have been doing surgery here all that time. And you sort of go through phases. There's the scared phase when you're first starting. Then there's the I can't believe how exciting and fun this is. And I've moved into the third phase, which is this really is work. So I think it's time for me to move to other things and certainly not compete for patients with our two new surgeons.
Well, I can speak for most of the people, I think, in Macomb and McDonough County. We're happy you're still around. Thank you for everything you've done through the years. I think that you've probably become a Macomb homie after spending over half your life here anyway, right?
Pretty close. I still can't trace back people's ancestry 3 generations like everybody else in town can. So I'm not a true Macombite yet. But the other side of that is that the community has been incredibly kind to me through the course of my career, entrusting me with their care and with their health. And I'm very grateful to the community for that as well. It's not been a one-way street at all.
Well, I'm Dwayne Hulett. This has been Dr. Ed Card. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with some more sports right after this.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
And we are back here as we get ready for the second half of play here. We'll see 21-18. And really, John, if you're the Cyclones, you got to be happy with about 60% of what happened in that first half. Just it's the other 40% you could be in the lead here.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, West Prairie did a pretty good job in that half limiting the damage. One of the big things they got to work on is that transition defense and just getting back. I mean, even on possessions where West Prairie scores the basket, I mean, West Hancock they get the ball inbounds super quickly. They push the pace, and next thing you know, they have an advantage on the other end of the court. It's just one of those things you got to, as we mentioned multiple times, that court awareness, being able to get back, pick up your man, and play solid straight-up defense.
And a little bit of that is talking to each other, too. You got to have a flow of communication. You've got to be talking to each other, saying, hey, coming. And you can't, I guess, I don't want to say the word oblivious because that's not the nicest way to say it, but you got to be spatially aware as well. Know where all the players are. Know where your man is, before they get across half court, and then you pick them up there. Located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974, Ryden Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and pharma chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area. Customer service is one of their specialties. Give them a call today at 309-772-3121. Scrum on the floor for it. And one of the other things, John, that the Cyclones, well, it's two-part on that end. Really got to rebound a little better, and the other thing is got to take a little more care of the ball when you get the rebound.
Yeah, and for the most part, West Prairie has done a pretty good job rebounding this game. At least they did in the first half. But it's that second part you mentioned, just taking care of the ball after they get the rebound, that they've been struggling with.
And we'll get the lineup for a moment. Lily Woodworth right to the lane, bounces out for Larson. Fakes, comes out to Little. Over to Grace Vonnick. Grace Vonnick, Madeline Sullivan, Lauren Powell, Lindsey Dunn, and Maddie Hood on the floor. Lily Woodworth, Lakin Larson. As Powell puts up the three, no good. Nice block out there by Alexa Gray. Hooping Hood out of there. Jaden Clymer in there. And we have a travel on Larson. Jocelyn Little also on the floor. So you basically got one senior, a freshman, a junior, a freshman, and a sophomore is what you have for West Hancock. A very, very young group of ladies. And J.C. Hartwig doing a real good job with them. Was a good player for West Hancock. Good volleyball player as well. And Little able to pick it away, gets it out. Little Woodward up ahead. They drive in. Gets Hood to go up. And Lily Woodworth able to steal it away from Grace Vononic, put it up and in. And you got to secure that rebound. You got to give it all to get that rebound secured there, because that's kind of what happened. And we've got a carry whistled on Powell. Clymer. They bounce it back to her from Gray. Right down the lane, just parts the Red Sea, missed the lay-in. And done with it up the floor, up to Powell. Powell dribbling down, puts it up, won't get it to go. Hood the rebound. Takes it out, tries to get it down to Powell, does in the corner. She'll spin out of trouble. We shoot shot, no good. And Hood doing a nice job. Maddie Hood, nice job there. As Grace Vononic trying to scoop one up. Banging her way in there, no good. And now Lily Woodworth out with it. Woodworth tried to get it ahead to Larson, could not do so. I did notice Grace Vononic hobbling just a little bit, John.
Yeah, she was a little bit in the first half, too. Again, this is her first game back from injury. Just keep an eye on that. Hopefully she'll get a chance maybe to sit and rest that ankle a little bit more as this game goes on.
And the game level is picked up to suppressed brutality. As Powell trying to get her way in the lane, we'll pick up the foul. And now be whistled on Larson. Powell at the line. Free throw no good, a little bit short. And you got to wonder, Lauren Powell hasn't been able to practice all that much. Maybe a little bit tired there. Misses the second one. Clymer the rebound. Off to Woodworth. Up to Gray. She'll shoot shot. No good. Rebound Larson amongst three Cyclones. Pulls it out. Shot on the way. No good. And nice job by Gray sneaking in there to get another one. Woodworth picked away by Powell. Picked back by the Titans. And now up to Powell. Powell lobs to Vononic. Sullivan open three on the way, no good. And the rebound, Clymer. Woodworth finds an open Larson in the lane, goes up, misses it. And Sullivan out of there with the rebound. 4:47, back the other way to Powell. Powell bounces out over to Sullivan. And now they'll run, a little continuous. Watch Vononic popping out up top, gets it to her. Cut off there by Larson nicely. Out to Powell, she'll put up three, won't go. And the rebound snapped up there by Little. Woodworth brings it across time, and still a 5-point lead. Little travels with it. That's one of those, John, her first instinct was right. She wanted to shoot that, and she had the room. And then as she thought about dribbling, traveled with it.
Yeah, and that's one of those things this West Hancock team has been passing up maybe some open looks, especially down low and in that mid-range game. Those are the shots that you feel like you have to take, especially at this point in the game. Got to get something up.
Foul going to be whistled on Alexa Gray. Second on the team. Up to Vanonik. Coming to the near side. Powell shooting it, and then Dunn and Woodward tie it up in the lane. Possession arrow says West Hancock. Lily Woodworth walks it up here. A rather low scoring. We're on a 2-0 third quarter. Woodworth off the backboard, shot no good. Larson down. Has it stolen away by Powell. Powell dribble in the backcourt. Weaving through people up to Vanonik. Vanonik quickly to Sullivan. Sullivan looks, lobs into Hood. Hood out to Powell. 3 on the way. It is good. Cuts it down to 2, 23-21. Lily Woodworth down, off to Little. Little in the lane. Nice shot. Larson with the rebound, puts it up, and that's going to be number 4 on Maddie Hood. I hate to say I saw that coming a mile away, but I kind of did. And John, kind of once again, rebounding is the thing for this West Prairie team. You get a couple of these rebounds, they're right in. And that number 2 makes them both. So now 25-21. Lucy Clymer and Lucy Woodworth into the game. Sullivan over the timeline. Sullivan dribbling down the near side. Lucy chasing after, out to Vanonik. Powell trying to post up in the lane on Gray. And now Vanonik puts up 3, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds and off of Clymer. Sullivan with the inbound. Looking for Dunn. Dunn wheels out of there up to Vanonik. Vanonik, a fake. Down the near side, bouncing to Dunn. Dunn. Powell, and they'll back it out. 25-21 Titans. 2:20 left to go your third quarter. Powell, and they're going to whistle a foul on Lucy Woodworth. And already I believe that is the third on the Titans. You can see better than I get there. I got a basket right in my way.
Yeah, it looks like 3 in this half for the Titans. And the fouls definitely have to be added up for some of these Titans players. Don't have the exact total on there, but definitely picked up a few fouls in the first half too. And again, with these limited numbers, that could play an impact coming into the final portions of this game.
And Lucy putting one up, missed it. And I'm telling you what, West Hancock, John, has missed a boatload of layups.
Yeah, and they all come from situations like that. I mean, just the full court outlet pass down the court, wide open person under the bucket. That's 2 points that, you'd like to have back, or a shot you'd like to have back, I should say. But West Prairie getting a lucky break there. Still trails by 4.
Powell dribbling down, shoot shot, no good. Lily Woodworth out of there with it, dribble it off the foot of Lindsey Dunn and out of bounds. Lauren Bell in, and Maddie Hood out. And the Woodworth exchange brings it out of there. As Lucy Woodworth, and a nice pass to Clymer inside and got the layup to stick. Beautiful pass there, John.
Yeah, and it's you wonder how she gets that wide open under the basket. And, the first cut of the possession, and West Hancock's been able to get that shot a lot here tonight. Just that first cut of the possession, and West Prairie just loses them. It's one of those things that you hate to see.
Powell makes one, and it'll be a 2. So it is 27-23. Clymer right around, and Lindsey Dunby whistled for the foul there. So some wholesale subs making her first appearance. Nettie Wayner, Maddie Hood, Janie Phelps, Taylor Phelps, no relation, coming in, and we'll have a timeout called by West Prairie. The minute 6 left to go here in the third quarter. We need to once again thank the folks, our very fine sponsors, including Macomb's original local sports bar is the Sports Corner at 124. With focus on local sports, catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. A hat brand built on two staples, comfort and style, specializing in snapback trucker-style caps. Check out the selection or consider customs to build your business at barclaybillsco.com. Don't let the hat rack fool you. There's always room for one more. barclaybillsco.com. Wishing good luck to all athletes this season. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events. On the big screen, stop by JoJo's located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell. Cheer our area teams on to victory. Now, big thing is here, John, you cannot give up some easy baskets. They're right in this ball game. There's a minute left in the third quarter. And you just can't let it go. You know, you can't just let that get in there.
Yeah, and you know, West Prairie is in a prime position to make this game a lot closer, maybe even take the lead here in the fourth quarter. But you don't want to give up free opportunities on this end of the court, as we're seeing a couple offensive rebounds here already. And the bucket's up and good, and that's one of those things. Got to rebound, close out possessions here with under a minute to go.
And ups the lead to 29-23. As they bring it out to Taylor Phelps, working on Lucy. Over to Hood. Hood gives a look, backs it on out. Throws it over the head of Phelps, and Janie Phelps had to go chase down. No backcourt violation. And 29-23. Got to not let a basket get up here. Don't want an open shot. At least contest everything. As Gray dribbles down out to Little. Shot is good. The Cyclones bringing it in here. 18 seconds left to go. Sullivan looking for a lane out to Phelps. Phelps down to Janie Phelps with 9 seconds left. Picks up her dribble into Sullivan. Sullivan out to Hood. Hood driving the lane on Lucy Woodward. Puts it up and in and scores. 31-25 at the end of 3 quarters of play. Nice job there by the Cyclones. As John, they finished the quarter on a little bit of a run, and I noticed Grant Bland doing a very good thing, substituting a little more liberally. If you notice that, he got, got Lauren Powell and Grace Vanonic out for about a minute at the end of the third quarter, and you're still down about 6, so you really didn't lose any ground. And that's an important way. You got to keep your best players fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has been doing a much better job subbing this game, keeping his players, as you mentioned, a little more fresh than usual. And the other thing is that was a big bucket there at the end of the quarter from Maddie Hood. You know, Wes Hancock came down, scored 2 field goals with under a minute to play. And, I mean, if Maddie Hood wouldn't have answered with the bucket on the other end, those two would have really stung going into the fourth quarter. But the big layup from her, and, you know, you're still right in that 5 to 6 point range that it feels like West Prairie's been trying to overcome the entire night.
Well, and John, too, now for West Hancock, for with the limited numbers and that, I love West Hancock's aggression. I really do. And they're selectively aggressive, but they are still aggressive, and you've got to do that when you have the low numbers. And working the Angela Harness on the floor now, a freshman. Lakin Larson also out there. Jocelyn Little, that's another freshman. Jaden Clymer, another freshman, along with Lily Woodworth, a junior. So really, the only one upperclassman in Lily Woodworth on the floor for the Titans.
Yeah, and she has 3 or 4 fouls already in this game. So if she picks up another one, especially if she's got the 4 that I think she does, that could definitely hurt West Hancock down the stretch.
Clymer with a breakaway, puts it up, and Lauren Powell commits the foul. And again, I talk about it all the time, John. You applaud the hustle, but you can't compound the problem.
No, on fast breaks like that, you just got to run through. I know Powell is looking for the block there, and she's got a couple of those throughout the season, but right there, giving up that definitely hurts.
And Grace Vanonic tied up on the rebound. It'll be West Hancock ball, so a chance, after they missed the free throw, a chance to really cut into this, or really open up a lead here. It's 8 now. Harness out to Lily Woodworth. As Powell works, Lily Woodworth down the lane, bounces wide open is Jocelyn Little. Beauty of a pass by Woodworth, John.
Yeah, and Woodworth, I mean, that's one of the things about her game. She can shoot the three, get to the rim, and when she attacks, she's always looking to pass and dumps off the nice dime there and gets the 2 points for West Hancock.
And right back, the Cyclones answer there. Nice pass out to Grace Vanonic, 35-27. Here comes Lily Woodworth right up the lane. Nobody picked her up. And Woodworth able to get a rebound, got another one, puts it up, gets it to stick. 37-27, 6:50, clock rolling here in this fourth quarter. Lauren Powell dribbling, comes into the lane, out for Vanonic. Vanonic to the baseline, and we've got a hand check, and that is the Titans. I'll let you see that, John, that basket. Right,
I believe it's going to be the fifth of this half on the Titans.
So one more to give. As Sullivan bounces into Powell. Powell open, found, yes, and it counts.
Big bucket here in the fourth quarter from Lauren Powell, especially if she's able to convert the free throw. Gets the lead back down to 7 as it looked like West Hancock was starting to go on a little bit of a run.
And miss out, but Hood the rebound. 37-29, lead of 8. I'm going to check your math skills, John. Oh, and a long pass. Vanonic able to take it back away to Dunn. Cross courts it. Sullivan down to Powell. Baseline shot is good. So it basically becomes a 4-point trip. Knocks it down to 6. Right back the other way. Harness with it. In the lane to Clymer. Out to Woodworth. Spins. Shot off the backboard. No good. Hood had it. Secures it. Tried to bounce it to Vanonic and out of bounds. Larson goes out as Gray comes in. Powell walking it, 37-31. Definitely not a time to hurry. Over to Sullivan. She'll run the cut toward the lane. Jumper short, rebound snapped up there by Little. And Woodworth will push the pace to Gray. Gray wisely pulls it out. And now Little down the lane, off glass and good. Everybody saying pull it out. She said, heck no. 39-31. Sullivan handoff to Vanonic. She'll put up the open three, no good. Rebound, Clymer down with it. As they'll bring it back to Woodworth. Woodworth probes. Now here, if you're West Hancock, John, you really got to be patient. You don't want anything other than a wide open shot. And Harness getting her own rebound missed. Clymer gets the rebound. Bouncing to Woodworth, corner three, no good. And Clymer up again. She'll pump a three and hit it.
I was going to say, you said the Titans had to be patient on that possession, but patient was definitely something they were lacking. They put up about 5 or 6 shots there in the span of about 15 seconds. Finally able to get one to go after the offensive boards down low from Clymer.
And that's one Woodworth. People went away from her and got Maddie Hood. We got a timeout called by Grant Bland, 42-31. The Titans have really opened it up here. Well, okay, 4 minutes, 45 seconds. It depends on how exactly you want to look at it. If you break it down by seconds, you got 240 seconds or more, or 285 seconds if you want to really be accurate on it. Things not to panic. You're down by 11. You got 2 good three-point shooters, 3 with Sullivan added in there. And here's what you don't have to get threes every time down the court. But the big thing for the Cyclones, John, they've got to get the Titans blocked out.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't be giving up multiple looks at the rim. especially coming off those offensive rebounds. And the Cyclones have definitely, the rebounding was good in the first half. Here in the fourth quarter, I don't know if it's a fatigue thing or something, but just not blocking out the players. We saw Clymer grab, I think, 3 offensive rebounds just in one possession, and that resulted in a three-pointer. So, you know, you grab a rebound there, take the 3 out, and the lead is much smaller than what it is now.
And Woodworth makes them both. She'll take a seat. 44-31. And so the lead is up to 13 now. Coming the other way, Venonic. She'll pass over for Sullivan, who go on the cut. Gray picking her up. Works in the corner to Dunn. Dunn in the lane out to Powell. Powell bounce down to Venonic. Venonic out to Powell, puts 3 on the way, and that's how you do it. Right back in there. Cuts the lead to 10. Back to come the other way, and Little right to the hole. Past everybody, up and good. 46-34. Off to Sullivan. Sullivan down the far side. Out to Venonic. 3 on the way. It is no good. Rebound. Clymer, another one. As she'll lead the charge out of there. And just a freshman. Over to Little. Little's been huge in this quarter, John. Couple big baskets as the pass thrown away there. Powell up the lane, goes up, puts it up and in. Back to 10. Now that, well, as I say that, Lucy takes it. I was going to say Lucy takes a 3 in the corner. Can't put up shots like that. Powell trying to work her in, shoots one, lost it, no good. Venonic right there.
Nobody boxed Venonic out there. I mean, she just stood on the block, watched that come off the rim the whole way, was able to get the putback, and here we go. West Prairie going on a little bit of a run with Woodworth out of the game.
Well, and what do you bet J.C. Hartwig is going to, I don't know whether she'll do it loudly like I would or softly, but I'm sure she's going to remind her charges that blocking out is one of the important things here in the ball game. 46-38 and 3:17 left to go. Again, we've gone about, about a minute and 20-some seconds, and the Cyclones have made a little bit of a dent in it. And that's what you just got to do, John. When you get deficits like it, take it possession by possession.
Yeah, and the Cyclones have been doing a nice job, you know, sticking with the Titans throughout most of the game. Again, for a majority, they were kind of in that 5 to 6 point deficit. West Hancock kind of blew it open here in the fourth quarter. But again, West Prairie's showing a lot of heart, a lot of fight still left in them. And again, 3:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter. A lot can happen. West Prairie's got a lot of the momentum currently, and we'll see if they can capitalize on that.
And the big thing is to keep pressure on the Titans on defense. One more foul and you're in the 1 and bonus. And, of course, clock not running when you're shooting free throws. So you keep the pressure on. Now for the Cyclones, Lindsey Dunn and Maddie Hood have to be a little bit careful. But that can be accomplished. As Gray brings it up over to Little on the far side. She'll hold, give a bounce. Well, comes back to Gray. Gray down the lane, bouncing out to Clymer. Over to Little, over to Woodworth. Now you don't totally want to deflate the basketball. You want to look for, if you got a good opportunity, you take it. As great to them, but it's got to be, you tell the kids it's got to be perfect. And now they bring it out to Woodworth. Woodworth holding there, down under 3 minutes, into Little. Little, another one. That one swatted by Venonic. And here comes Hood up the floor, drives in. Shot is good. Or nope, no good, but 2 free throws. And John, exactly what I meant about keep the pressure on.
Yeah, Cyclones able to get a big block down low there, and Hood just racing towards the other end. And now here we go. Cyclones enter the bonus, and Hood has a chance at 2 at the line.
Hood setting herself at the line. Is no good. A little bit off to the right side. Second one is on the way, no good. And the rebound, Woodworth. On the way with it. Pulls it out of half court. Cyclones are going to have to pressure. Over to Little. She matched up on Sullivan. You got to get up close now. Over to Gray. Gray dribbling down, wheels. Comes back. Down the lane, bounce out to Lucy. Lucy over Powell, batting that pass. It goes out of bounds.
Again, the Titans in no rush here. Taking their time. If you're West Prairie, you got to start putting a little more pressure on the ball, trying to force something. Force a turnover, hopefully.
And now Gray down to the far side. Big thing you don't want to do is pick up your dribble. Got to keep that dribble. They bring it into Woodworth in the lane, and she'll just wheel it out. Throw it to Lucy in the lane, stolen away. Powell on the run with it. Up the court, down, try to get it down to Hoods. Knocked out of bounds by Woodworth. Great defensive play.
Yeah, Woodworth able to recover after the turnover. Tips the ball out of bounds on the other end and saves a wide open look at the rim.
Into Venonic. Open three. Good. And that is huge. As it makes it a 46-41, down to 5. Now you got to pressure. As J.C. Hartwig will call a timeout, a full timeout there. A minute 34 left to go, 46-41 lead for the Titans. And John, this is one you got to pressure them. And I may say, depending on who takes the ball out of bounds, might be worth doubling up on Woodworth on the inbounds.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to keep the ball out of her hands late in the game because you know how great of a player she is. She's going to make the right play, whether it's pass, shoot, it doesn't matter. So that is something that you could think about if you're on the Cyclones side.
Now, if you're really thinking stop the ball, get possessions, West Prairie does have 2 fouls to give. This is an opportunity. You put in a Janie Phelps, you put in Taylor Phelps, say, okay, they get it in. Let's get a hack, make them bring it in again, and you start playing a little bit more choppy possession-to-possession basketball. I was going to say possession-to-possession football, but it's kind of the same thing. As one coach said, you muddy up the game is what you're trying to do and give that many more chances. You've got a lot of freshmen on West Hancock's side. Give that many more chances to inbound and make mistakes. Now, for West Hancock, you just relax. If you have to, just be patient. Now, the Cyclones playing back a little bit. There comes Lauren Powell. Dribbling down to where the lane is great and slid, keeps her dribble. To Woodworth. Woodworth spinning in, back out to Gray. And Lauren Powell going to give the personal.
And as you said, not a bad foul to give in that situation.
No, make him bring it inbound again. Now you apply your pressure. Powell nearly got the inbounds. Gray dribbling it out there, coming down over to Little in the lane. Yeah, it works.
Big shot there from Little. We're just over a minute remaining in the game.
7-point lead. That's one of those no, yes. Venonic down in the corner, looking for Powell, gets it to her. And you see Woodworth is up on her. Sullivan down, got to get a shot up, got to get it a little pretty quick. Powell down the lane, lost it, out to Venonic. She'll fake dribble. Out to Sullivan.
West Prairie's got to go here.
And Powell shoots the 3, no good. Little out of there with it. And Sullivan going to give the personal. That is a 6, so they will have to inbound again. 48-41. Sullivan right up on the ball, coming over. And they will foul Gray. Put her at the free throw line for the 1-and-1. And now, the key part of this is blocking out and getting the rebound. 7-point lead, not totally undoable. Now the 2-point basket, unless you get a real quick one, pretty much out of the equation. The rebound, though, Jaden Clymer puts it up, and she'll get fouled.
And you called it exactly, Greg. Got a box out there as Clymer is able to get the offensive rebound on the free throw. That's one of those things, one of those sins that you can have as a basketball player is not boxing out on the free throws.
Lauren Bell will check in. Maddie Hood will go out. 48-41, that's going to put Clymer up at the free throw line. I believe she's hit 1 tonight. And that one no good. It was a 2-shot, it was shooting. 8th team foul. Now we'll set herself for the second one. It is no good as well. Vanonic the rebound. Gets it out to Powell. Powell on the run. Vanonic. Vanonic dribbling down to the near side. Baseline shot is no good. And the rebound, Lucy out with it over to Woodworth. Woodworth dribbling away. Nobody behind and puts up the layup and puts it in. And that will let the air out of the balloon. As with 14 seconds left, Powell looking to get a shot here. 9-point deficit. Back to Powell. She'll put up the three. It goes. But a case of a little bit too little, too late. And the Titans take home the win in this varsity contest, 50-44. A 6-point win here for West Hancock. And of course, we're going to step aside, talk a little bit about this game. Then we're going to step aside, and we'll bring you the JV contest as well. John, thoughts on the game tonight?
I just want to say, I thought West Prairie did a good job battling back. Yeah, I think it was one of their better performances of the year. They never got down on themselves, even when they got down late in that fourth quarter. They fought every step of the way, and, you can tell that in the score, only losing by 6. Not too bad, I don't think. A lot of heart on that team.
Yep, a lot of heart. They came back in and learned some things, did some different things with substitution patterns and that. You got to, that takes a while to kick in and that. But overall, not bad to a West Hancock team. They get some experience. They're going to be a challenge for some people.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a young team. As we said, Lily Woodworth, the only upperclassman on the court there to close out the game. The rest of them either sophomores or freshmen. So, yeah, definitely a team to look out for in the future.
And Jocelyn Little, 6 big points in that fourth quarter. A couple of those, like I said, were the no, yes type of shots, but overall pretty good. We're going to step aside. We'll bring you the varsity or junior varsity contest. That is going to be 2 10-minute running halves, so we'll have that for you coming up in just a little bit. You have been watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.